Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to We Are Wed Talks Atlanta edition. Bada bing, bada boom.
Can you talk today, dude?
No.
Super excited.
We have Andrea Miclea on. How you doing?
Really good. How are you guys?
We are well. Like I was saying, we got in last night
At 11.
to noon at about 11. No, it was 10 because we watched some of the baseball game.
Was it 10?
Yeah, it was 10:30. We played with snakes.
Yeah.
So Daniel, his parents' house we're staying at, his dad's got
like 8 snakes. It's not cool. I hate snakes.
I hate
like
snakes.
gargantuan.
At one point, he's like, "This one will bite you really bad." He bit me right here, and the arm was like, "Nope."
No.
It's like, I'm gone.
Snakes and spiders, not my thing.
Yeah,
he's
got a room dedicated to that, and so
gosh.
they played a joke on me because they know I don't like to be played with. Do not play with me. And so they're like, "Hey, Ramsey, there's a room full of snakes. That's your bedroom." I'm like, whatever. On the ride up here. So we get to the parents' house and we're chilling. And it's getting close to bedtime. So his dad's like, "Hey, Ramsey, let me show you the bedroom." I'm like, "All right." So I walk back there and he opens it up and there's all these snakes. I'm like, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" So anyway, back to the podcast, which is what we're doing. Tell us about your story, how you got started, what inspired you to start, and how long you've been doing being a photographer.
It's kind of a long story.
Yes.
So I have my bachelor's in English literature and my master's in early childhood development. Never thought I would be a wedding photographer. But it's like evident looking back now that it's like who I'm made to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you guys remember like the old school Olympus cameras that like you push the button and the lens comes out. It's like a power shot almost.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally steal that from my mom when I was like 8 years old and just take photos of butterflies and like, her roses because she had like a really elaborate garden. And I just had this fascination with capturing moments. And like she would get mad at me. She'd be like, "Oh my God, this film, it's so expensive," because she'd develop it and thinking it's like family photos, but it's like all my work. But looking back now, like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty evident that that's like what I was supposed to do. I was fascinated with storytelling. That's why I got my bachelor's in English literature. And never really thought that photography could be a thing. Like, always fascinated by it. Always fascinated, like I said, fascinated by capturing stories, like freezing these moments. And because they're fleeting, right?
Right.
And I just like have like this passion for holding on to those moments. And then my dad bought me my first DSLR camera when I was 15. And like, I was that girl who would literally bring the camera with her everywhere. It was like a little Rebel camera and the Canon Rebel. And yeah, that's basically what I did. And started doing wedding photography like as a hobby, like really cheap weddings when I was doing my bachelor's degree. And I remember just thinking like, wow, it would be so like, what a thought, like it'd be so cool to do this, like to work for myself and to do this full time. But I didn't know how I could get there. So I just like shoved the idea aside and then got my master's degree, and that still didn't make me happy. And then it just blew up out of nowhere. So I've been doing this for 6 years now.
Wow.
And went full time like 3 years ago, but I've been shooting ever since I was 15. So like I've lived with the DSLR in my hand since I was 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I was going to say, I just recently got a camera because this guy made me get it.
You need to have one.
And I am so mad I didn't have one all those years.
Yeah.
I love it. And I get the camera and we're doing a shoot and he's supposed to take the shots. And he's like, "I got to go, but I'm going to show you how to shoot a manual in 5 minutes."
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. And then he showed me, and I'm so thankful because I love capturing these moments, like you said, that are fleeting.
Yeah.
Every second they're gone. Whether it be your children, which I'm really mad at that I wasn't like. Now I just love, I'm always clicking. I'm like, oh, and I love like putting together the shot. Oh, that's too dark. Let me switch this, putting together the puzzle. So yeah, it's addictive.
Oh yeah.
It's very addictive. And you've been shooting professionally now since how long, you said?
So I started professionally, like with like a business entity and like with contracts, like doing the whole like business thing since I was 21, and I'm 27 now.
Okay.
So yeah, but I wasn't taking on that many weddings at that point. I think it was like 6 a year, just because I wanted to finish school, and I didn't want to like overwhelm myself, and I didn't even know how to market myself. Like it was just so new. Everything was so new.
So how many weddings do you take on
Ooh,
a year?
This year I had 36.
Nice.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very stressful, but
Yeah.
it was really fun. The stressful part came in with the traveling.
Yeah.
And I want to talk more about that later. But next year we're at 20 so far. And I think I might take like another 7 and just keep it strictly local. So that's the goal.
So you've been in it professionally for 6 years. What's been your biggest struggle?
Oh, man. Can I have more than one?
Yes, you can.
As many as you want, really.
Yeah.
Oh, struggle is a part of growth, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. In the beginning, I remember feeling like, am I the only one that feels this way? And now I'm like, no, it made me me. And I've learned so many valuable lessons. Like that's made me, like, I think not only an awesome wedding photographer, but just like a good person to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been at this place in life. I don't think if I would have gone through those things. But biggest struggles, number one, I would say finding a good like work-life balance. I'm prone to overwork. Like I'm high energy. I'm like a goal setter, list maker, and I literally cannot sleep if I don't like check off everything on my list. And my husband knows that.
I feel your
Yeah. Yeah. So are you guys familiar with the Enneagram?
Yes.
What's your guys' types?
Man, I think I'm a 7. I think.
I
don't
could
even-
see that. I could see that.
I don't even remember what that is because where I work.
The enthusiast.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you remember what mine was? Because I remember you texted me about it.
I don't remember what your name is right now.
And that's fine. I don't even remember at this point. It's something.
Yeah.
I'd say like down like in Pensacola, I feel like because like one of the big companies in Pensacola, they're big into Myers-Briggs. So everybody knows like what their Myers-Briggs is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, which is the achiever, like goal setter, list maker, like, you know, like thriving to succeed and feeling like a failure if, you know, I don't meet all the goals that I put before me. So that was a really big thing. And like the first year I went full time, I remember taking on way too much work, saying yes to too many things.
Yeah.
Spreading myself thin, like burning out and like resenting what I was doing when I loved it so much before.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like the job that was the problem. It was me. Like I needed to learn how to say no and to say no to like after 7:00, I'm not going to edit. I'm going to spend time with my husband and walk my dogs. And like when I have kids, spend time with my kids, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a big struggle for a lot of entrepreneurs. Like
Yeah,
just like not
absolutely.
like turning off because it's like I'm the same way where I have that list and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, sorry, I was pulling my, sorry, dude. It's like you have that list and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, they're watching TV. I can just pull my computer out and like while we're all watching TV, just get some work done. And it's like you're
Yeah.
losing a lot when you do that.
Yeah. I mean, you're there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
And it took like that conversation with my husband, you know, because he's like, you're here with me, but you're not here with me.
And those moments are fleeting.
Exactly. What kind of photographer am I if I can't be there, like physically and like emotionally present?
Yeah, time is the most valuable thing, and
Yeah.
you have to know how to manage it. I mean, I have 4 children, a
Wow.
wife, 2 businesses, and it just gets to a point you're just like, I got to stop. I
Yeah.
got to stop. If not, you know, because there's always going to be work.
Mhm.
There's always going to be work.
Yep.
So, you know, I found for me to keep that balance is create successful habits. You
Yep.
know,
I'm
wake
all
up,
about habits.
wake up in the morning, do my meditation, do my
Mhm.
yoga, get into the Bible, get my shower, take my vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Come home, and then there's the wind down routine.
Yes.
But there's
yes.
but there's also the go to work routine.
Yep.
Pull out the emails, get that done, do this. So I
Yeah.
think being proactive with your time instead of reactive
Yeah.
is something that
Yeah.
you learn
Yeah.
as a business owner, photographer, DJ, whatever. Because if you're reactive, you're always going to be like, "Hey," and then you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't enjoy it. And you
It's true.
you don't know you've taken on too many weddings or events until you've done it already.
Until you're there in the middle of
Yes.
it
And you're hating life.
You're looking around. You're like, what am I even doing right now?
So that's a lesson struggle that I think everybody just has to go through to be like,
Yeah.
okay, boom. Because I recently, I took a gap year and a half.
Nice. How was that?
It was great. I have my wife. She's my business partner. So Melissa, shouts out. But we have other DJs that work for us.
That's awesome.
So I was like, Melissa, I need a break. I've been going 9 years strong,
Mhm.
doing 50 to 70 events a year.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does a ton.
So I was like, I need a break because I was getting to the point where I resented it. I was like, I don't even care anymore. But since I've taken that time, I'm like, I'll text him. I'm like, dude, I'm having fun. I'm having fun again, man. I'm having fun. So it's important to know your limit.
Yeah.
And anybody who out there who's listening, who's just starting out, you'll want to take on a lot because you want to get that end result, which is that money in that bank.
Yeah.
But the other result is depression, resentment, not having fun. So slow and steady wins the race.
Yes. My dad always had a saying that the longest way home is often the fastest way home. Like, don't try to take shortcuts and market yourself and take on all these weddings and sell yourself short. Like, better to take on less with quality and like sanity than to, just go crazy and take on all this work and burn yourself out.
Say that again.
Oh, wait. How am I going to repeat all that?
No, the longest way home is
often the shortest way home. Like, it kind of goes like with the whole slow and steady wins the race, you know?
Yeah. That's super good.
Yeah.
So I know you said you want to talk a little bit about traveling and doing photography.
Oh, hold on before we go there. she has some more struggles.
Man.
My bad.
Hey.
I'm always forget. I'm like,
I love
did
you.
we get through those?
I love you, bro.
Love you too, dude.
Struggle number 2, the technical aspect of photography, like cameras, keeping up with maintenance, cleanings. Like, you're a videographer, I've had a few cards malfunction on me. Yeah, like corrupt. Thankfully, I shoot redundantly. So, I mean, I use a 5D Mark IV. Like, that's all I use. Is that what you use? Oh, no, never mind.
What does shooting redundantly mean?
2 cards.
Oh, so it backs up automatically.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's
I don't
legit.
know. What camera do you use?
So for video, we use the Sony A7S II, which has 1 card slot.
Ooh.
However, we also, the monitors that we use are Atomos Flames, or the whatever one it is, the 5. And we have a solid state drive it records to as well. So I get it on the camera and then on the monitor as well. So I'm like, because it scares me. I'm always like paranoid. I was telling him we were formatting cards today. And I was like, every time like I go like back everything up to everything, I'm like checking like from like 4 weddings ago. I'm like, this is still backed up, right? On like the 3 hard drives into the cloud. Like, it's all there still, right?
Yeah.
It's scary. Like, I hate formatting cards.
Me too. My hands shake sometimes. I like get the nervous sweats. Yeah.
Then some people are like, oh, just buy cards. And you're like, yeah, if I bought a card for every wedding, that would get really expensive really quick.
It gets really pricey. Like, one really good card is like, what, $200? If not more.
Yep.
Yeah, he was telling me shooting on that. What's that camera you shoot on?
The Black Magic Ursa. It's a cinema camera, and it shoots on CFast cards, and CFast cards are way more expensive than like SDs, and then it's depressing. I don't want to talk about the price of those.
Hey, but I like the idea of redundantly. Hey, Roadcaster, I mean, y'all need to redundantly record podcasts just in case something happens, okay? So I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna send that in for the Roadcaster part 2.
So you had a card corrupt?
Yes.
Did it corrupt at the wedding, or did it corrupt like when you got home?
Like during the wedding.
Oh.
And I kept shooting on it. I took the card out, took the battery out. Like, okay, so I was pretty naive in the very beginning.
As we all were.
Exactly. I mean, you have to learn these things, you know. Now I'm like crazy. Like, I take every precautionary measure for my sanity, but just like as a backup. Are you guys familiar with Murphy's Law?
Yes.
Yeah, I live by that law. Like, that law, like, I don't know how, it just attracts to me, I think.
Yes, we get it.
But I have once dropped my camera, shattered my lens. I'm not a clumsy person, but like I think like the strap got stuck under my kneecap, and when I was bending down to like switch out cards, I stood up and my camera fell. I had backup lenses, so basically what I'm trying to say, the struggle comes in with, you know, in the very beginning, I didn't have those backups in place. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do?
Always
I'm never doing this again. I can't do this. Like, I'm going to ruin people's like wedding days and stuff. But it was like 1 hiccup, 2 hiccups. And obviously nothing was lost. But now I know I bring like all my lenses, all my cards, all my batteries, extra batteries.
Like, do you bring extra cameras?
Yes. I have 3 camera bodies.
Yeah, I was going to say, so we usually have, it's me and a second shooter. And so we bring total of 4 cameras, because I'm like, forbid those 2 main cameras go out. We have 2 more. And like, I have someone on standby at all times who can go get a couple more cameras from my house. I'm like, just in case anything happens. Yeah. We actually had a really bad scenario. I had a new second shooter working with me a couple weekends ago, and he works on commercials and stuff. And he's from Minnesota, and this is my fault. I didn't think about it. But he goes to shoot the groom, and then like all of a sudden I get this call. I get to the church, and he's like, hey man, and I don't even understand what he says. And then he's like, I got your truck stuck in the sand. I'm sorry. And I was
gosh.
like,
Oh my gosh.
like I can't have two trucks. So
Yeah.
luckily enough, I have someone who's on standby, and he went and got my truck out. The other guy called a ride back with the grooms, but it was like one of those moments you're just like,
and all your stuff was in the truck, right?
All my stuff was in the truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So this podcast is moving very quickly. Travel.
Yes.
Talk to us, because
Travel.
when I initially got in touch with you, you were in New York, right?
I was. I just shot like a huge wedding out in Brooklyn, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
So much fun. Yeah, this year, 90% of the weddings we've shot were out of state. So if anybody knows travel weddings and destination weddings, it's me.
So how did you pick that business up? Like, how did you get to that? Like, were you advertising in different markets?
Yes.
Or okay.
So advertising. So I think I mentioned before, I'm originally from LA. So that
Right.
market was still very available to me. And a lot of my friends, like I still get inquiries from LA now. I may take a few next year, but I'm not going to be doing like Canada or like Mexico or Europe like I did.
I will.
You will?
I don't know.
I'll send you. You go.
Okay, I don't know how to use a camera, ladies and gentlemen, but I will go.
Quick
Yeah.
side note: we need to have like a WED Talks wedding where all the vendors.
I
Oh, like a
really?
panel?
That'd be-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
That'd
do
be
like
really
a panel,
cool.
but then if we get someone to hire all of us for their wedding,
Ooh.
Oh my
just have like a big
Gosh.
party wedding.
Ooh. See?
Hey, maybe I can set that up.
Okay.
Set
Okay.
it up,
Yeah.
we'll be
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
DJ, videographer, photographer, the florist. She was just here.
Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else do we need?
Planner.
We'll have a planner coming later on.
All right, you get her info.
Okay. Okay. Bada boom, bada
Yeah.
bing. See?
We'll make it happen.
You're thinking on your
Boom.
toes. See? See?
Does that make up for interrupting earlier?
No, not at all.
He's like, I'm still gonna push you downstairs when I leave.
Well, see, we were just talking about travel and you just interrupted with the travel.
Dude, come on, man. I take that idea back then.
No, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Oh man. Okay, so travel.
Yes.
What exactly do you guys want me to talk about?
Yeah, how
or
did you-
speak into?
So you said you advertise in those markets. What did was it? How did you advertise in those markets? Just social media?
Instagram.
Oh, bam!
That's the only thing I did. Hashtags.
Wow.
Hashtags, geolocations, and I'm not even kidding you. Like Florida, Portland. We shot a wedding in Portland, and then afterwards flew out and did a wedding in Colorado. So like we're everywhere.
That's epic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to get that kind of education because
Yeah.
that's epic right there. But it's kind of hard for me to travel as a DJ.
Yeah.
That is hard. Yeah.
So
Bring all of your sound gear with you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
second question is I know you said that now next year you're wanting to do more at home.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I know for me, like traveling's great and it's fun, but whenever you're married, have kids, have a family,
Yeah.
it can kind of wear after doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ramsey.
You're the referee.
Yeah, I'm the
We
sound.
need to give you a whistle.
I'm the sound. I'm the sound
good,
guy.
Dad.
He's the video guy. So if I was like staring like right into the camera like I am right now, he'd be like, "Stop it, Ramsey."
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were we talking about? We were just
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah,
yes.
the whole weddings. Why am I wanting to stay local?
yes.
I want to experience that feeling of like routine.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
I'm like I mentioned before, I'm a routine person. I go to the gym at the same time every day. I have my coffee at the same time every day. I meditate at the same time every day. Like I'm
Mhm.
very routine based, and
Mhm.
I do that while I'm traveling to the best of my capabilities.
Yeah.
But I'm pulled away,
Mhm.
and not only that, you kind of have to block out a whole weekend and some days before and some days after.
A whole
Yeah.
week.
Murphy's Law, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, story time. I'll make it quick. We were supposed to shoot a wedding, the Portland wedding. So we shot the wedding, and the day we had our tickets booked for Friday. The wedding was on Saturday. There was crazy thunderstorms in the south. Nobody plans for this stuff, right? Like I didn't even think about it.
Right.
All flights were canceled.
Oh my geez.
I'm literally hyperventilating. I'm like telling my husband because he shoots with me. He's the second shooter, and I'm like, Alex, what the heck do we do? And he's like, I'm gonna be on Facebook finding backup photographers. You go talk to the people at the counter. Let's see what we can do. So we were the last people they booked on a flight the morning of that wedding. We got in, I changed in the car, brushed my teeth in the car, I'm brushing my hair in the car, do my makeup in the car, and I get there 2 minutes late. Like literally, I was a mess that day. Like I pulled through, we made it happen, but like that kind of stuff happens with travel.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, you know, moving forward, like we only book weddings. Like if the wedding's on a Saturday, we'll fly out on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yes.
We have Thursday to acclimate, you know, kind of like get in the right headspace. And then Friday we're preparing, you know, we're location scouting. And then Saturday we're like good to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can be pretty stressful.
Yeah, because you got to take a lot into account.
Yes.
I mean, we just had a mancation in Chicago with a couple of our buddies, the Wolfpack, who represent, shout out. But I was just telling them a story about how I was going to leave on Friday and then get back because I was staying in New Orleans to go to a concert. I was going to leave Friday at 4 and then straight flight to New Orleans, get there at 8.
Yeah.
After I've been in Chicago all week with these guys. As soon as I walk into the airport, they cancel. And then I have to take a flight to Miami, circle around because it's storming.
Yep.
Then they back that flight up. So I don't get to New Orleans till midnight.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to take a lot into account with that kind of travel.
Yeah.
Especially for a wedding.
You really need to put the right, like, give yourself the time for it, you know, and you can't think like the best possible scenario because, again, Murphy's Law, it's not going to happen. Things will come up. I mean, you may get like that perfect scenario where you get there, everything like works out perfectly, but for your own sanity, for the safety of the wedding and, you know, everything that it entails, like you don't want to mess with that person's wedding day.
Nope.
You really want to make sure.
Right.
So just going back to what I was saying, I can do a lot more, I think, like I can edit a lot more, be a lot more efficient if I stay more local.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are losing those days traveling.
Right.
And then shooting and then, you know, having to do everything else and then fly back home.
It's a lot of time.
It's all time that's taken away from your editing and your other clients.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just talking about taking in the factor of traffic in Atlanta for a wedding.
Pensacola, we don't have traffic.
You know, it's
No,
like
I bet.
it takes me 20 minutes to get down to Palafox, and then I'm set up in like 30 minutes, and bada boom, bada bing. So you have to take that into account. But then you double that, well, you quadruple that going to Portland, going to New York, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're out there and you're a traveling vendor or you plan to travel, add some days before
and days after.
And days after. So this podcast, this episode is running by really fast.
I think we're coming back for part 2 soon.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Couple things. What's your favorite part?
Ooh, favorite part of being a wedding photographer or like a wedding day?
Wedding photographer.
Being able to capture human connection.
Yes.
Like the smiles, everything, you know, the tears, like the look in the groom's eye when he sees the bride. Like I melt. I've cried behind my camera. Like me too.
The daddy-daughter dance. I have a daughter, so every time daddy-daughter dance, I'm like behind my camera. I'm like, it's gonna be me soon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She's 3.
She's 3.
Slow it down.
You got some time, Caleb.
I've got time, but I still panic, guys.
Yeah.
It's coming quick. I know.
So human connection is your favorite part.
Yeah, and I connect with my clients. Like if I've shot their weddings, I've also shot their maternity sessions, and like, you know, like I'm with them. You know, I'm their
Throughout
friend.
life.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Like I become their friend, you know, and that's what it's all about for me.
Nice.
One more question.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out?
Oh, I think maybe going back to the whole habit idea, like put the right habits in place, and know that you are your biggest obstacle. Like your thoughts, your mind, like whatever you're feeding yourself daily is what's going to come out of you. Like I had
Killing it.
Yeah. If I gave you a water bottle and you shook it, milk is not going to come out. It's going to be water.
Right.
So it's going to, you know, whatever's in you is going to come out of you. And so it's really important what you feed yourself with daily, the knowledge, the negative self-talk, like remove that, you know.
The negative social media.
Yes. The comparison.
Stop comparing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a huge one. That's
For
a huge
everybody.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was good.
Super good.
That was good. I hate that this is over. So we're gonna talk. No, we need your social media. How do people get in touch with you?
Yeah. Do you want my phone number, my address?
Your
my blood type?
Where can they send the carrier pigeon to?
We're not Facebook. I don't need all that.
Yeah.
But your social media handles, all that stuff.
Social media handle. It's just my first and last name. So Andrea.Miclea. And it's just 1 E for Andrea and nothing crazy, no crazy spelling. And then my email, my website, heirloomfoto.com, and photo is spelled F-O-T-O because I'm from Romania, and photography is spelled with an F. And I just wanted to bring in that flare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Andrea, thank you so much for being
Thank
on
you,
We
thank
Are
you,
Wed
thank you.
I am
Talks.
so happy to be here. Thank you, Ramsey and Caleb.
Thank you.
For sure. Well, that is it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We are
WED Talks.
Boom.
Woo woo.
You crushed it.